So guys, I normally fish up down this way. I fish in this corner. I've seen guys do really good in this corner swim from there, casting right back up tight there for the catfish. And I just normally go in, what is it, peg 6, peg 7, this one. Looks like they've had a big tree down over there. Peg 7 just thrown straight out there. But with the gentleman that's been round cutting all these down in waders, he's walked all around the edge, and I did wonder whether in fact it's going to push fish from the edge, where catfish do dig under the bank apparently, and push them out and, you know, into the middle. I don't know. It's one of those suck it and see afternoons. I'm going to start it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If I can squeeze 3 or 4 hours in up to dusk, that would be nice. There's a load of mud coming up there. A lot of mud just there. I don't know if it's a catfish or a carp, I have to say, but I've never been here ever and not seen people on that island. So I figured I've wound my gear in and I'm going to have a walk around, just have a look. Bubbles coming up just down here. I've had cats here casting it down towards the bridge on the right hand side. This guy's over on the lake there. I think they cut some trees down here. It's all an angle that you wouldn't have seen before, so I thought it's worth a walk around. The legendary island swim. Very, very quiet on the surface, nothing moving. I'm just looking in the corner there. I would think it's pretty clear of snags. They've had to pull that out by the look of it. Look at the roots on it. So you can see that you can go across this bridge to the island. Yeah, you can see why that swim on the left, you cast into that bay, perhaps to the left of the rushes. Never ever been across here in all the years I've come here, so who knows. The other gentleman's not, he's been here all day, hasn't had a take yet. He's carping, trying to get carp. Oh, a lot of people wouldn't fish here. Look, number 13. Yeah, because it's even from here. You could put one in the bay and one over there. I always see people catch from here, you know, which is why it's extremely well worn. I don't see any cruising. Sometimes you can come along here and they're, look, not now, it's October as I'm filming this, but they would be cruising, you know. Seen them catch them here as well, 16. Just casting straight out. Oh, there's a fish over there. Maybe now you wouldn't believe that guy's been wading with chest waders and a hedge trimmer there, cutting all that down, making a right racket apparently. And you'd think there'd be no fish there, and the fish just, that definitely looked like a catfish rolling. And this is the point swim, which I didn't. If I bought a barrow, I might come round it and fish here. But at the moment, I'm just trying to throw 3 hours in and get something. So this is Pondwood. There's a carp under there. Can you see those little ripples? That's a carp. I would say a carp that I probably spooked there. And there we go. Time to get back and put bait in the water. We'll just briefly look at the other lake. This one's got lots of lilies as we speak at this moment in time. Big bed of lilies there. And they get lots and lots of small fish in here. Carp mostly. The fish moving quite quickly just there. I'm always going to get planes here because there's a light aircraft field over there. And there's an area they match fish as well, not just this lake. There's another one. Just go across and I'll ask that guy what he's been catching. There's a good sign that we're well into autumn now. It's when you look at them close you realise how. Right, so I'm going to go back, get myself sorted. I'll put one bait further to the left, and all I can do is sit and wait. I was going to float fish it and keep my bait off the bottom, but I'm just going to throw out and have 2 or 3 hours. But I'm hoping that you know, the water's still warm, it's not dropped that much. A couple of days it will, and then they might get lockjaw. This will probably be my only catfish this year, you know, before the winter comes. So when sort of fishing like this, when it's slow and you think there's a blank on the way, this is why I enjoy doing those random film productions I do, because A, it's there to be filmed, and B, it gives you guys something to watch, and it gives me something to edit. Otherwise, no fish, no film. That is the problem. And I enjoy doing all the woodcraft stuff as well up in Mike's Woodland, because at the end of the day you can go in, you can make a film, it's there to be made, cooking, whatever you want to do, chopping, all the jobs there, moving timber. But with fishing, you need a fish. You do need a fish, and that is always the problem. Normally good this time of year, but I have to say it's been a funny season. Well guys, I just literally talked to the gentleman next door. He's had a cart and I've got a slow take and I've got a line coming off, so right on the surface out there, here come the dreaded jets. A lot of fish just moved in here. Falling over my own stuff here now. So what I do is I turn this camera off, change to the other one. This is a long way out, so I might be a while here. Well, there's a ton of planes flying about. I guess because it's getting evening there. And he's up again. Maybe he's not as small as I thought he was. I thought he was about 5, 6, 7 pounds. Yeah, plenty of small planes there. And big jets. It's like filming at Heathrow. I'm trying to keep this line clear if I can. Josh was telling me down in this bush down here there's a wasp nest, so they haven't shown themselves yet. He's going slightly to the right, which is sort of handy. I know he's gone the other way. Well, I'm not going crazy on this fish because it might be the only chance of the session. Just got a little bit of safety on the drag there. I think what I'm going to do is drop this rod just over there for a second while I get myself organised. nice to have a look at it. Come on, come on, come on. Let's see what he looks like. Oh yeah, it's quite a nice fish. What I've got to watch is the margins and tree roots around here, because they will try and dig in the side if they get the chance. I think he's in. I think he's in there. Something is in there, guys. Yes. The hook is out like that. That, guys, is a nice double figure catfish there. Let's get him round to the photogenic side. This might be the last one for the winter for me. Who knows? Wowee. Swam straight out of the net. And of course I've kneeled straight onto the wet area and it's drained off on me. Well, that was the result, people. Apart from my knee, which is in appalling condition with dirt and mud. Right, feel much happier now. I've got a nice double figure cat out of the way. Got a fish for you guys. Saved me a blank and still chance. Well, bonus here, people. I say bonus is a fish, but it's the bonus being it's decent sized fish. It could be a much smaller one, so it's a good catfish. And that was on the rod out to the right. There's a catfish just moved down there, I think, or a carp. So I'm almost hopeful now that I might get another take. It's going to be cold tonight. I'm going to have to get body warmer in a minute. I've got another jacket. It's going to get pretty nippy. The temperature's going to drop tonight, so I do think this might be what I call the sort of back end of the catfishing. Well, for me anyway. It's not that the cold puts the catfish off, it puts me off. Well, I've missed a fish while I was on the phone to the electrician, and I've now thankfully made up for it, hopefully with another one hooked up. I just want to be quite a bit smaller. Try and make sure I don't kneel on the wet part of the mat again, guys. I'm just starting to dry out. Another nice catfish there. Just about gonna shade the magic mark, I guess. Let's get him back. Well, the light's starting to ease down now, and literally the bait hit the water. I wear the other rod in to put a bit of extra weight on it to get distance, and another one hooked up straight away. That I'd say is more the average size. Here. Probably about the average size, I would guess, here at Pondwood. Got a split barbels, that one, can you see that there? So this has got the one long tendril, and that one's for some reason got split ones. Ah, got lovely markings down there, dapples. Right, let's get him back. Whew. That was a real busy spell, guys. Gentleman's gone next door. He had another carp about £10 in the margins. He's been casting the bag around because you can't ground bait here at Pondwood. You just use your hook bait, because it makes the fish hungry, but you've got to find the fish because the fish are going to be moving around. They're not going to be in one swim where all the bait's been thrown in, so they're moving around all the time. That's my theory anyway. But he had another £10 carp. Drizzly rain. I'll pop outside my back to put the umbrella up as best I can. So hook 4, got 3, well happy. It's still light enough for the old GoPro, but I have got my low light camera and a floodlight, and as you can see, yes, Graeme is the last one in the car park. Looks like I'm the last man standing again. Gonna grab a very nice sausage and bean melt cooked by the wife in the oven. I'll tell you what we do, people, to save electric. I said keep banging on to her. You've cooked one sausage and bean melt in the oven. Why don't we cook these things as sausage rolls and cakes, which require the same temperature, and we have plenty of shelves in the oven at the same time you're doing your evening meal. So we're doubling up like that. So there's a tip for you guys. If you want to save a little bit of electric, why waste it indeed? Any other stuff you... Listen. That's you. That's... I nearly ate a sausage and bean melt in one bite then. Right, that's 2 I've missed when I've been on the phone texting, or as in this case eating, but you guys know what it's like, you all been there. Flask of tea, that type of thing. I'll just put this down, get that bait out again, and ironically that was the one that I put an extra shot on to get me a bit more distance. But you do miss sometimes a hook turns in the bait, and that's the way it is. Well, rigged up, cast out again, still drizzling. I've got a camera on a pole there, I must take that in, it's covered over, but I'm going to get back to my rudely interrupted meal with a sausage and bean melt, but just saying, why not, when you're doing your evening meal or cook up using the oven, it's heat. Don't just open the door, switch it off and let it all dissipate. Use that heat, cook stuff at the same time you're cooking whatever else needs 20-30 minutes, whatever, in the oven, and then you've got it chilled for the next day. That could have been a good fish. Actually made a bit of change to fish a different swim. Well, it's nearly dark, guys, and I've got another one hooked up. I forgot my head torch, so if I do get this one, which I hopefully will, I lost another one as well. And just about to see it against the sky there. Bent double. And kicking. You've got to be in the right place, and it's called be there when they bite. I don't think it's a big fish. By big I mean double figures. And shortly I'll get rigged up with my other camera and the floodlight. Got bat zooming through the line. Sorry about the low light. risk some bad jip. Alright, he's digging and digging, people, so I'm going to get back to you when I've got this one on the map. Oh man, yeah. I actually walked to the next swim actually. Eats what he wants, and boy am I grateful to catch these fish. I've had quite a quiet spell the last couple of weeks, so good old Pondwood's come up trumps again. It's a different type of slime, it's not bream slime, is it? Well, good session. Very good session. Considering it was supposed to be really cold, I think. My hunch was right, although it's going northerly and they forecast a big temperature drop tonight, it's going to take a while, back end of summer, early autumn, for that temperature to drop, you know, like a couple of days of really cold weather. So I consider myself just about scraping in with the best of the catfishing before it really does get cold. We just had another beep up on this one. Yeah, he must have felt the little bit of drag, he's dropped it. Let's get this one out. I don't think that's far enough, but it'll have to do. Well, I've got one bait left in the tin. I've told him it comes out of a tin. It's pretty dark out there now. I've noticed that happens every night. But I forgot my head torch, I think. Can't find it. I need my head torch, found the head torch. I've finished with the GoPros, they're no good at night at all. I could get something from them if I had a floodlight here like that one. But I'm going to put those away in case it does rain and just make do with this one. So, as everybody is, fishermen, Captain Greedy, one more would be nice to finish with. 18 to 20 pounds. He tells his own story. Just sitting down, having a flask of tea, and away it goes. Solid slam uptake that was. I might hit it a bit early, and he might ping off. Bear with me. Watch his other one doesn't go off as well. Still drizzling, so I have, if I get this one, 2 baits on the hooks to go out, or 1 to cast. I've got 1 bait left effectively. I'm not recasting in case the bait comes off, which it is prone to do. Normally it's a sort of 1 cast wonder unless you get it hooked right. It's about 25 feet. It's going well. I always say these definitely would pull a carp inside out, really. Catfish, size for size. They wouldn't pull a tuna inside out, a blackfin tuna, which is the hardest fighting of all the tunas. Right, I've got to alter this camera angle for you people. His hand. Right, on the mat. The Pondwood cat bites the dust, or the neck. Just there, look, in the scissors. Don't even need forceps, it's out. It was a slamming take. Here comes the rain, guys. I'm going to get this one back quick. You see it's a nice fish. And one more cast to go. I'll put that one back. As I turn around, I haven't even got the other rod out. A real butt ringer, as they say. That means it's bobbing and slammed up to the butt ring, not my butt ring, the rod's butt ring. I'm hooked up again. And it's raining. I don't have to have one last cast if I do get this one, because I only have one bait. I don't really need to get soaked. I think I'll call it after this one, people. I think you'll agree. My magic bait, which I haven't reeled and I've been going for 3 years, has had one blank in 3 years, and that was on a 2-hour session that I just popped into water under horrendous conditions. So I saw it, don't count it. It is phenomenal. Right, the wind's coming up, so I know the rain's coming. I'm going to turn this off. Hopefully it stays dry and I'll just show you the fish. It's really good. It's either a very good fish or it's a tail hooked or something. It's going really, really well. I'm losing lines though, just judder head shape. I'm very interested to see this one. I wonder if it's swum through a branch or something. I've got the branch as well. It's very, very, very heavy. It just looks like a Joe average one. So I'll follow it. In anyway, whatever it is. Actually, no, he is. He is a fat one, or a long one. Well, rain or not, it's a lump. For Pondwood anyway. Oh, yes. I'm figuring, I know he doesn't, probably looking at the camera, I'm figuring he's somewhere up around close to the 20. It is, as you can see, a real nice fish. There's something else, and that is catfish. I'm calling it somewhere between 18 and 20 pounds. Let's get it back. Rain on the lens, can't help that. It's not national television. It is the Totally Awesome Fishing Show, where we go fishing and catch whatever we can. Who would think for such a tiny tail as that they could generate that much power? Well pleased. Probably should have weighed that one. That could have been 20 pounds, but we were talking to the other chap, and we were talking it's very tough getting 24-ish, that sort of weight here. I'm figuring that's a 20 pound. It's one of those 20 pounders. If you put it on the scales, it's 18. Good double figure, big upper double figure catfish, so that's one, no mistaking. So, check the time on the dreaded phone, 7:30. Give it 10 minutes, I'm out of food, a little bit of tea left in the flask, which is rancid, but that's tea in a flask after 10 hours. Made it this morning because the wife was out. Didn't even unlock it till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, I said about one more, just said one more would have had it, and I've got a big, say 18 pound, whatever it was. That's right, I want another one. It's going to be a long winter otherwise. Pick up. He's there. I wasn't quite sure what was happening then, people. I think that might be what we call drop back bite. This one does feel a smaller fish, and this will be it. Home time. This place is catfish central. Yeah, smaller one of them. Smallest fish of the night, or the afternoon, or the evening. I don't know what he's going to go. Maybe 5, 6 pounds, 6 pounds, something like that. Well, there we go. We're done. So, thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Really was a good hunch making this trip. Thought I might have left it too late. Obviously not. Might even get another trip in next week if we get a mild spell, this cold spell goes through. But if it does drop the water temperature, the catfish, you know, can go a bit peculiar. So we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching this one. I guess you all brought me luck. I actually sent Mike a text saying, I think I might be on a blanket, it's so dead it's weird. I've got to stay for the last hour of light, and so it proved. We'll see you next time. Hit that subscribe button, TA Fishing, TA Outdoors. Go and skip over the channel, see what Mike's up to, what he's put up. And we'll see you in the next one, when I've had a shower.
Oh yeah. We always talk to you. Yeah. Destroy target, blah blah blah. Grid. Yeah. No.
I've nearly been struck 3 times, but I need
Oh, Graeme! Shooting train. Is this authentic Wellington's food then?
no, don't look at some of it. Most of it.
Not entirely.
The apples would have been. Pork pies.
Pork pies the officers might have. It wasn't fresh. They did do back in.
Position the gun and then we'll get the musketman out there. I'll do you there, guys.
Down trail. Then go right.
Right, glasses next gentlemen.
That way, yeah?
Low bangs and upset the locals.
The scenic route we went today.
Sorry, again. No, we're all right. Okay, there's going to be a few loads. You know, anything that was trying to hide them soldiers, there was no concealment. And these guys, because the musket that they were using was very inaccurate, it would only be accurate to about 40 to 100 yards. So you stood there in regiments of 800 men, should have been 1,000, but generally 800. And you line up against the enemy and keep shooting at a range of about 40 to 60 metres until one side ran away. And that's basically the line troops of the day. Now, the gentleman on the right, on his right, is a rifleman. You hear the distinctive crack of the rifle because it's a shorter barrel. Now he's using a rifle there which was known as the British infantry rifle of the day because it was the only one we had. Now both of these weapons are muzzle loaded, so the powder is put down the barrel and then rammed home. But because the rifling into which is the grooves in the barrel makes the ball spin, the rifle is much more accurate. And it's accurate up to and over 250 yards. So the Rifle Regiment was formed in the Rifle Museum. The Rifle Regiment was formed in 1797 to start with as the Experimental Rifle Corps, and it was ostracised by the army because sneaking up and shooting accurately at the enemy wasn't the done thing. Right? It was much more gentlemanly to stand opposite each other and just keep firing. So actually picking out, and the riflemen were trained to work in pairs as a regiment, and they were trained to actually shoot at officers, NCOs and musicians. Now the reason for that is the officers and NCOs were given the orders, and those orders were passed around the battlefield by buglers and drummers. So by taking out that command structure, hopefully everybody else would panic and run away quicker. Now the French on the other side, they also had voltigeurs, which were the same theory behind the riflemen, but they were using Brown Bess muskets, so they were still very inaccurate and had to get, or they were using French muskets, so they were still very inaccurate. Now there is a thing on the retreat of Corunna in 1809, a rifleman supposedly shot a general at 400 meters. There are talks that was up to around 800 metres, but that's difficult to prove and believe. But to prove that it wasn't a fluke shot, he actually shot the man that came to rescue him. Oh, right. And that was a guy called Thomas Plunkett. And we may get the Plunkett position if our rifleman was... I'm going to demonstrate the position that he used to steady his rifle. So they were actually aimed shots, which is quite a difference. And obviously that's moved on to the modern army. Now he's wearing rifle green there. It was the first form of concealment of any regiment. Now, like I say, it was first formed as an experimental rifle corps in 1797, and 12 regiments were asked to provide a certain amount of men that were meant to come away, train on the rifle, and then come back to their regiments. They didn't tell the colonels of these regiments of this, so each regiment gave away all their worst troops, no hopers and everything else. They all went to form the experimental rifle corps, and of course, it obviously collapsed. So that failed.
Oopsie.
It wasn't until 1803, this is the Plunkett position, this is how he supposedly aimed at the French general. So in 1803 they formed the Rifle Corps, or the Rifle Regiment, which has now become the Rifle Brigade. That became the Rifle Brigade in 1816. And they formed that regiment, and that was done more through Woolwich, and they were trained properly, and that actually then started off the actual regiment itself. A well-trained musketman would fire up to 2 rounds a minute. Now, because the actual Baker rifle has got to force that ball down through the grooves of the barrel, and it's still got a leather patch on it, riflemen would fire 2 rounds a minute. But they had to force that barrel down there. Force that. Don't full of smoke. should be used to it by now, shouldn't it? Yeah, so that ball had to be forced down there. And originally, when they were first issued with the Baker rifle, they were issued like a little toppy hammer, a little mallet, so I just hammer the ball in to start with to get it in there. Because it was quite tight. Right, chaps? Now they're actually firing cannon, as they would at Waterloo, but their normal firing weapon will be the rocket launchers that are behind you.
Clear!
And if you wish, just a little
Going
bit.
clear.
Don't fire until Corporal. Just wait, hold fire until I say. We'll get you a little bit more prepared for this. Okay, so they're actually firing and what we got here is a 6-pound cannon. Normally horse-driven, with 4 to 6 horses, and it's a cavalry support piece.
Loaded!
The difference between the artillery that supported the cavalry and the Royal Horse Artillery is that the gun itself is got, on the left-hand side, the left-hand box above the wheel there, it's got a burning match in there all the time, and that would light it. So when the gun came into action, it could be just taken off the limber, thrown into action quickly. They're not sat there trying to light a flint. They go straight into action, fire it, and then on the side here
Gun loaded, not fused.
is a cutter. So they would grab that, cut the end of that off, stick it back in the thing, put the thing back on the back of the horses and get back out with the cavalry. So it's a very rapid response piece. Normal foot artillery didn't have any of that, and they were rolled up with the infantry as they came up and positioned on the battlefield. You loaded?
Loaded, not fused.
Right, prepare to fire.
Fused.
Right, this is going to be a little bit louder. It will bounce back against us. If we're lucky, we'll get a nice smoke ring in the trees.
Number 1 gun ready.
Fire when ready.
Prepared to fire.
Preparing!
Fire!
Firing!
Reload!
It's louder from the other side. Right, just keep on reload, but don't fire into it. Okay, so that's a 6-pound cannon. Now the artillery of the field, or the land-based artillery, fired different ammunition to the sea-based artillery. Okay, Nelson and his ships were firing things like grape shot, which were big balls in a bag.
Loaded!
Chain shot, designed for taking out rigging, and bar shot, so it was like 2 balls attached with a bar. The infantry themselves, they were using stuff to take out troops on the ground. So there's 3 types of ammunition they used. They used a solid ball, which is, this gun would actually fire a 3 1/4 inch solid ball weighing 6 pounds, about 1.25 miles. And you can make that go a little bit further if you bounced it off the ground and bounced it through the troops.
Gun ready.
So against massed infantry, you could bounce that through. Against infantry put forced into square by cavalry, and you would obliterate the targets. Fire when ready. Another shot, another loud bang.
Fire!
Preparing!
Fire!
Firing!
Reload!
Okay, so that's the first type of ammunition. The second one was a thing called a case round. Now, that's still a round ball. Smoke is really bad, isn't it? I'm going to have to find another hobby. Okay, the case shot was a solid, a spherical ball of 3 1/4 inches, but it was filled with gunpowder. And the idea is that when all the men are marching towards you, you fire that up into the air, and on the outside of that would be a fuse that was lit as the gun went off, and it would explode in the air, and the shrapnel would come down and take out the men as they marched towards you. And you're still firing that around 900 to 1400 yards. So the idea is to have it exploding in the air and hit the infantry below. And the third type was a carcass round, which is basically a shrapnel round. It's about the size of a baked bean tin, or a 3 inch baked bean tin, filled with musket balls. And from 450 yards down to very close range, they would have been firing these, and they would come out the barrel like a shotgun blast, of tin and shrapnel coming out, and blast a wide range, a wide frontage. And that's basically to stop anything starting to get a little bit too close.
Preparing!
Fire!
Firing!
Reload!
I love that smoke ring there. Lovely one that went up to the tree. Okay, so that's the 3 types of ammunition. Now back in 1805 they did a trial with artillery to see how effective it was. If infantry and cavalry, they would generally form up about 600 yards in front of the guns or in front of the enemy to attack. And we've got the riflemen there firing 2 rounds a minute, we've got the infantry guy firing 3 rounds a minute. How many rounds do we think an artillery piece could fire in a minute? Actually, people say 1, maybe 2. A well-trained crew can fire 8 rounds a minute because it all comes in a shell, it's rammed down the barrel, and if cavalry are attacking, they can push it up to 12 rounds a minute. Every time, just wait, hold on a second. Every time they fire, they actually put a sponge down there to make sure that any sparks are out so the second round doesn't go on. To make that, if you've got cavalry coming at you, it's going to hack you to pieces. That goes out the window. You get the round down there. If it goes off, it goes off. So they get that to 12 rounds a minute. That's 1 every 5 seconds. Okay, can we go ready to fire another one?
Fire.
Prepare to fire.
Preparing!
Fire.
Firing!
Reload.
And he's actually, there's a memorial to him in where he was born, which is Titchfield, down by Gosport. Right, troop attention. General salute, present arms. Right, thank you ladies and gentlemen. If you've got any questions, come along, have a chat with the guys at the camp. And hope you enjoyed that short display. Shoulder arms. Do your duties. Yes, Sven. Come on, William, you've got to have a question. No? Have you got any questions you want to make to check that they know the answers to?
Why does the rifle sound louder? Does it have a different charge to send a rifle in?
It's a shorter barrel.
Is that what it makes the extra noise?
So the sound that's coming out the longer barrel, all that powder is being there to. We're only pushing sawdust up there, but if it's pushing a ball. It's more used in the movement down the barrel.
I got you. Yeah.
So the shorter the barrel, the louder it is. If we had a brown bess carbine, which was used by the cavalry on horseback, a smooth bore brown bess, which is even shorter, that's got an even thinner wall and is even louder.
Oh, really?
Crack. And if it's got a ball in there, you actually hear it. It's more of a crack than a bang.
Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little random section tacked on the end there, that little reenactment, which I found enjoyable. And being a boy, especially the banks. And that catfish session, that was pretty good as well. I was well impressed with that. Little short, late afternoon, just into dust session, always worth a shot, and just a day to get water, that's all it is. So, keep watching the TA Fishing Show, look out for TA Outdoors. If you want to hit the subscribe button, great, hit it. If not, I'm still going to do my best to make the films for you. I can only do that if the wife doesn't keep me occupied with massive jobs like this one. No, I'm not having my entire office carpet done in green. What I am doing in green is getting sucked into a job. I don't know why I said yes to it. Can't I do something to improve the window seat for it in the bedroom? I suppose so, I could do. It's a bit cold, didn't fancy fishing. I put my hand up for it, yes, I'm well in it now. I've got to re-upholster this, strip it down, repaint it, recover it in this material, and then hopefully I can go fishing and relax. Look guys, I enjoy doing it, and you've got to keep the little lady happy. If you want to go fishing, you know what it's like, keep on the right side of it. We'll see you next time. Me, I'm going to get my hammer and tacks going.